The name of the song is R, A-U. And it's the last song on Somewhere in New York, which he recorded at the Frank Zappa and Mother of Invention live at the Fillmore East sessions, which became an album, right? The encore of that show was John Lennon and Yoko Ono singing with the Mothers of Invention, which became one of the sides of Somewhere in New York. It was different than all the others. It kind of was like a summation of all the frustrations he had by doing song structures and, you know, the typical rock and roll song. He went beyond. He blew the walls away. He went beyond with this song. And to me, it was so different, so unique, and the circumstances were so, you know, one of a kind that it just became my favorite.
When I was listening to Oh Yoko for the first time on that CD, like it sounded so new and so quirky and fresh that it just didn't ring a bell to me that it was like from the era that it was from. I think just that it was simple enough, you know, like a toe-tapping, simple song that was like, had a good sense of humor, like in the middle of a shave. In the middle of a shave, I call your name, you know? And that John could still like have a profession or like profess his admiration for Yoko and still be able to be kind of casual and funny about it, I think is important, you know. And I mean, I think that does carry a heavy message at the same time, but it doesn't have to sound that way, especially now. Yeah.
Well, my favorite John Lennon Beatles song is Strawberry Fields Forever. I think that was exclusively all Lennon. I don't think Paul was too involved in that. But George Martin did a phenomenal job with the production and the engineering. Strawberry Fields just takes you to a place that's so special, dreamlike, peaceful, nice, easy, imaginative, great place to be. I never tire of the song. The melody line is tremendous, great lyrics, and of course the backdrop is, it really is a place. Just a masterpiece for all times. Strawberry Fields Forever.
I was an oldies fan, so I listened to mostly like mainstream Beatles. I wouldn't say that I'm the Walrus is exactly, you know, what comes to mind first for most people. I think John Lennon wrote the first two lines of the song based off of two separate acid trips. And so knowing that, this song makes a lot more sense because it doesn't make much sense. A teacher at his elementary school was teaching a course on analyzing Beatles lyrics, and so to kind of like mess with them, he wrote a lot of gibberish into that song. It's an odd song. It's a weird song. I listen to it when I don't really know what mood to feel. You know, it's kind of a it's a weird song. You kind of feel like you're on a cloud somewhere. It's weird. It's a weird song, but I like it because it's weird.
I love I'm a Loser for a whole bunch of different reasons. First of all, it was one of those songs that kind of marked a difference in his songwriting technique. He was really trying to get at more of his kind of personal feelings about life and personal feelings about himself. In the process, he's completely showing his cards, showing what a lack of self-confidence that he has. So, and I mean, the melody's great, the chorus is catchy. It's a great song. I mean, and it's got the harmonica, which is, I think he's great when he plays the harmonica in between, you know, the songs and in between the parts of the song. He kind of got away from that later on in his solo stuff, and I think it's a great sound, but that's just my own personal opinion. Yeah.
I Want You shows to me John Lennon's raw inner emotions that he probably had for Yoko at the time. And that's not really the reason I like it as much, but I just love his passion when he's singing it. And then the fact that the song breaks into this ominous, dark riff that Black Sabbath should have been proud of. Anyone should, because it's probably the beginning of whatever became the whole 70s rock phenomenon in progressive music. And they managed to play the same riff over and over, and it's just so mesmerizing. I think it set a whole standard for what the end of the psychedelic era was, and started the whole new hard rock, and what eventually led into glam rock as well. And definitely the whole footprint for progressive rock.
That song seems timeless for every human because it's like an exercise, in a way, like a soul exercise. To imagine, to try to see clearly, break from the barriers, open windows in your mind to see more that's in there and out there. So I see it as kind of activating your power as a human to see beyond what we normally see. So when you listen to it, it's like you're going back in time and having that moment to share with him, with his soul. You're really sharing that moment in that time when that happened. So I think it transcends time and space. It's like time traveling for me. Yeah.
Well, I have this memory attached to Give Peace a Chance. My father and I used to go camping when I was a teenager, and we'd both bring our guitars, and at night we'd sit around the campfire and play songs, and one of the songs we decided to play every time was Give Peace a Chance. Unfortunately, we couldn't really remember all the lyrics.
Give peace a chance. Give peace a chance.
The film where they are all sitting around playing, and like John and Yoko and Timothy Leary's in the audience, and all these people are just all sitting around and like putting their voices, and so it's kind of a sing-along, and they're all in a circle anyhow, and it just really seemed to lend itself. And the song's also really, really simple, even especially if you don't remember the lyrics,
John Lennon sang and composed Isolation. I identified with isolation because I'm isolated human. So I identified with isolation because pain and suffering and solitude now is erotic. Thank you, John. I believe the best Beatle was and is John Lennon because he had the ultimate voice, the ultimate words, and the ultimate melodies, and he was the rhythm guitarist, so he had the pulse of the band. This is a gold record awarded to me because I was the master of ceremonies in Toronto, 1969, Rock and Roll Revival, Give Peace a Chance. We still need peace. Let's hope it comes in our lifetime.